Hello. In the last clip from our Google PPC Ads for Lawyers webinar, we talk about budget tips for a tight budget and what type of return on investment you can expect to see from your ads. If you want to see more Justia videos on law practice and legal marketing, be sure you're subscribed to our channel.
All right, so this brings us to the last main topic for today, which is budgets and return on investment. The first aspect of which is going to be, answering the question, what is the expected ROI for your campaign? Something that we get asked quite a lot. So in order to actually calculate your return, you need to make sure that you're tracking your leads. So how do you do this? One, you have to make sure that you properly set up your conversion actions and track your leads, throughout the entire journey. So it's going to be from start to finish. In terms of the conversion actions, this ultimately comes down to what action can these people take when they get on your landing page. Maybe they can make a phone call, they can submit a contact form, or maybe use live chat. So all of those things would need to be accounted for. You need to have a conversion action for each one of those. And then on top of that, your office really needs to keep very detailed records of everything. So where the lead came from, who followed through, did that person get a consultation? Which one of those turned into a case, as well as projected case value if that case is not settled yet, or if it is, what was the ultimate case value from that? So related to, tracking your leads is call tracking. And this is really important. It helps to improve transparency for your campaigns. Typically, you'd have access to the call recordings as well. So if, your office needs to cross-reference something, it makes it really easy for them to be able to go ahead and check the call log and do that. Again, helping you just know exactly what calls are coming from where. Now, it is an extra investment. It costs money, but we think that it's well worth it. There's a lot of different call tracking companies out there. So definitely do your research, compare prices and features and see what works best for you. Side note here, but we do include this for our clients, just again, because it's so important. And ultimately, it's going to help you with, your return on investment by knowing exactly where things are coming from. So going back to that big question of what is the expected ROI? So it does vary, but your ROI in general should be a minimum of 3 to 5 times your total advertising spend. So that's factoring in what you pay directly to Google, your administration costs, as well as any agency fees if you're working with a PPC agency, for example. Now, the main reason why this can vary is just because, for some practice areas, those leads are more likely to convert, turn into a real case than others. And that's just due to the nature of the practice area. So, at a minimum, it should be 3 to 5 times return, but it could be much more than that depending on the practice area. So to kind of give you an idea, leads for estate planning, for criminal law, for DUI, for divorce, those all tend to be more likely to result in a case versus personal injury leads. Now, personal injury, it does kind of tend to be a bit of a lottery ticket, but if you're an injury lawyer, you already know that, you're not getting paid right away. It's based on contingency, and it can take a while before you do see that money come in.
So the second aspect that we want to explore is the question, can you run PPC ads on a budget? We see this all the time from clients that we work with, and for good reason. The answer there is it depends. It's doable, but you have to be reasonable with your expectations. Just throwing out an example, we would consider $1,500 a month that you're all in budget pretty restrictive. So you need to understand that, you're not going to take that $1,500 and be able to target Miami personal injury. It's just, if that's all you have to work with, it's just not going to happen. So you want to start with, maybe some more niche practice areas like dog bite injuries or bicycle accidents. Or if you are set on targeting those more competitive, injury or car accident type searches, you might only target, a couple of zip codes or places, have a little bit lower population. You could also think about, only running your ads a couple days a week. Maybe you just run your ads on Mondays because, that's when, all those calls are going to be coming through. But the bottom line is, if you're going to be running your ads with a smaller budget, you need to get creative and you really need to focus things in. If your budget's only going to allow you a few clicks a day and, those clicks are all over the place. You're getting one click for a car accident, another one for slip and fall, another one for product liability. How on earth are you going to be able to really tell how your campaign is doing? You're not. So you need to focus in and make sure that is, well understood when you're going into things with a smaller budget.
So lastly, we want to talk about some tips for helping to protect your investment. And really the first step is something we already talked about, which is making sure that you're tracking your leads. So we talked about a couple ways you can do that, setting up the conversion actions. Also, investing in call tracking is another great way. But you need to make sure you do this so that you know exactly how your marketing dollars are being spent and what you're getting as a result of that. And the second item here is click fraud detection and prevention. So really your first line of defense with this is going to be when you're going in and excluding, different locations. So maybe there are countries outside of, your target area. So going back to that personal injury lawyer in Los Angeles, probably a click from Russia is not going to be, of importance or of value to you. Probably they're not looking to hire you. So just excluding, other countries outside of your target is going to help to cut down on unrelated clicks and also some cases of click fraud as well. So make sure you do that. There's also software that is available to help with click fraud detection and prevention. Now, this could be from bots, it could be from competitors, any of those sources that we have listed there. But the software essentially, it works by, way of the Google Ads API, and it helps to block IP addresses with suspicious activity. So Google does kind of do this to some extent already. That said, we do recommend taking the additional step, going one step further, getting the software. It's just going to help protect you at the end of the day. So we do actually include, click fraud detection and prevention for our clients, just again, because it's really important and it's going to help you maximize your return. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you, get the best return possible.
All right. So before we wrap things up, we wanted to take a few moments to kind of recap and go over some final thoughts from today's presentation. We hope that you learned a lot of valuable information when it comes to Google Ads for lawyers. It's something that we specialize in, we're really passionate about. So I just want to give you, the main takeaways from today's presentation. Number one, Google allows you to advertise on the most popular search engine in the nation. So they have about 87% of that search engine market share. If you're going to be advertising online, this is where you want to do it. No brainer. Second, follow those best practices that we talked about. Target, market, convert, track. These are, really important key things to take away today. That goes for, setting up your campaigns, tracking your leads, your return on investment. If it's too much to take on in-house, work with an agency you trust. We have a wonderful team here at Justia Amplify that, we're happy to work with you. And last, Google Ads can help you get fast results, but keep in mind that's only one component of a more comprehensive marketing plan. Best strategies out there are going to include a mix of both organic SEO and also paid advertising. So that kind of wraps things up for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for watching. We hope you learned more about how to plan your budget strategy to run Google PPC ads so you can reach your goals. If you enjoyed this clip, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. for more law practice and legal marketing videos. See you in the next video.